Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and welcome back to part 3 of our beautiful commissioned painting. This is unfortunately probably going to have to be the last episode on it, but I'm so glad that you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. All right, let's get started. All right, well, I think I made you guys wait long enough. So we're going to go ahead and put some sun rays up here. I've got a clean brush, and I've got one ready to go. This is my straight edge. You could do this with a piece of tape. You could do this freehand, but this was just a quick thing that will help. This isn't even a perfect straight edge, it's more just to kind of guide me so I don't go to get anything weird. I'm gonna just place on a little. I'm using the filbert brush because everything is dry and I need the stiffness to layer my paint over. Oh, that's perfect. That's it. Okay, good. So we're just gonna do that again a couple times. Everything has to radiate out from this point. The point's actually probably like right up there. So you gotta, there's that one. Say the next one's right about there. Good. Just lay these in before you blend them. That looks about, well, that didn't come off. There we go. Add a little more paint to that one. Good. It's different doing them while the canvas is dry. Let me put up a little over here as well. We want them kind of focusing toward the middle. There. Some are going to be thicker than others and some are going to be shorter. It's very important. You can do as many as you want, but I'm not going to do too many. I certainly try not to overdo it. I think this is probably going to be good. They're fairly subtle. Cool. Now you take away your little line, kind of wipe the brush out, and then just go crazy blending. Make them a little wider at the bottom than they are at the top. Create beautiful smooth edges and keep them straight. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the little farmhouse here. So these windows, yeah, they're dry. They should be. Anyway, these windows need to be helped a little bit. They need to have a warmer tone to them. So I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go with some red, maybe our yellow ochre, and where's our white? There we go. And let's just see if we can get something that's a little warmer. I don't know what this is going to do. It may take a couple of attempts to get this just the way that we need it, but let's see what it does. I've got my little brush. I should be able to put my hand anywhere. Just, it's so weird. It's totally different, isn't it? But hey, it makes it easier sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. But there you go. See how I'm going to warm those windows up some? Because that looks like electricity lighting, like I'm used to. Well, that doesn't work for this painting, so we're going to change it. Okay, good. See that? So that looks a little different. Now let's see what we can do about spilling some light. And this is what we're going to be doing the entire painting. We do have a wagon to add in, and I've got to decide where to put it. Originally, we were going to put it in the background. Then we thought about the foreground. But now I get to put it wherever I want. And I'm thinking about back by the barn because I think it'll help tie the whole thing together because we're going to have other small objects back there, but that's still subject to change. I'll play around with it and make sure we get it just right. All right, so now let's go ahead and see what we can do about spilling some light around these windows like this. We're actually going to turn out the window, or turn out the light in the barn door some. All right, that looks better. I may need to put the little window frame back in, which is not a big deal. I'm going to take more of our yellow and white. So this is what you got to do when you finish out something like this. You make these little adjustments. There we go. I'm going to take that and sparkle it just here and there. And I believe this is going to get us more of the effect that we are looking for. Let me see that. Yeah, that looks good. And I guess I have to put the little window frame back in, but that's okay. Now let's go ahead and work on a fun detail here. We're going to do a pump, and it's going to be about 3 feet tall. There's our door, so 3 feet, be about this high. It does flare out toward the bottom. And then right here at the top, this is important, it's got a little spout. Just like that. All right, there's our little pump. Of course, we wouldn't be done without a touch of highlight. So you can see I'm not even holding my palette. Let's get in here. There we are. Hold my breath sometimes when I do this. And then give it a little round. Oh, no, that's too much. Yeah. Give it a little round stroke there to give it just a touch of dimension. Good, okay. Yeah. Rub that in. Something like this is so small that you can only do as much as you can with it. Put a little cap on it of highlight. Good. It's a little thick, so then what you can do is you can come in with your original color here and just sculpt in. That's a little, just a touch. Let me get my palette, I'm sick of bending down. Just a touch too dark, so we'll just lighten that up some. And now what I'll do is just slim it down on the side. There, I'm just finishing up here, adding a little detail, a little milk churn there right on the front porch. I think that looks good. Maybe just a touch more light on the side of it. Okay, good. Can you see that? I hope that stands out. I'll look at it from back there. But anyway, let's grab a little bit of gray and let's make it pretty transparent. All right, wipe most of it out of the brush. Again, we're using our little detail round brush, and I'm going to place, actually that might not be enough. I'm going to place just a little bit on it right there. There we go, just a little wisp of smoke coming right out. Now I'm just adding a little bit of detail to the wagon here. And after a lot of messing around, I finally decided that it definitely needs to go right here. I was thinking over here, down in the foreground. I put it here a little bit larger and I didn't like it, so I took it out and I put it back in smaller, and I went over this way toward the windmill so that it overlapped the windmill, because it's nice to have the overlap in the painting. So after a couple of wagons, this is what we got. All right, now I'm going to add just a nice highlight to the wheels. You see that I'm just being really precise here, getting a little detail on this thing. Maybe a little color here in the front. There, that looks good. And tell you what, let's put something in the actual wagon. It really didn't make any difference what it is. I'm just going to put something in here that's catching a little highlight. Bouncy. There we go. That looks pretty good. Maybe right up in here. Just kind of build it up. Good. All right, now let's also get our little, the hookup thing right here. Good. That looks great. All right, now we're going to bury these wheels in a little bit of grass so it won't look like it's standing out in the middle of nowhere. But let me real quick just bring in a little shadow on the wheels. And put a little center in the wheels. And just very quickly suggest a couple of spokes. There. Not going to be able to do it perfect because it's so small, but we're going to get close. There. We don't have to get each one. But see how that indicates a spoke in that wheel, and that makes that look a lot better. We do need to indicate, I believe there's just a little sliver of a wheel showing right back here. There, just indicate that like that. That looks good. Clean up my angles. Make sure that everything looks correct, and I'll stand back and make any adjustments as I need to here. Oh, I didn't mention, but check this out. Look, I put a little pond over here. My client suggested it, that I try it, and did it a couple of brush strokes there to indicate that pond, and sure enough, looks great, so we're gonna leave it. That is, I gotta tell you the reason, that is so that the cottonwoods have a reason to be growing back there. They like to grow around water. So there you go. Okay, now that that wagon is mostly in, I'll just stroke a shadow under it to help plant it. See that? And then here, this is what I was talking about. Let's flip up and just bury those wheels under what look like just a shadow of grass. Bury them a little. Now I'm just dropping in, carefully, a little tire swing up here. And this is a very important part of the painting because it shows kind of the lifestyle. There we go, that's cool. See that? That just adds that nice touch, and I really think that that's a lot of fun. Cool. Now let me highlight this thing. Get some white, really just some light color, doesn't make any difference. As long as it kind of goes with the gray tones, we're good. No, actually it does make a difference. It needs to be lighter so we can see it. There we go. Don't you love how I totally changed my mind halfway through? Yes. That looks good just the way it is right there. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on there just because this is a sunset, so you have to do that. Good. All right, now the last thing, let's just take a little bit of warm gray. I'm just going to slice a little bit of warm gray along the rim, kind of the outside. It'll help to show the 3-dimension. There we go. See that? Now you can see the inside of the tire and the outside of the tire. It's about 3 feet across. Well, we finally have a finished painting. I'm going to go ahead and sign it here in the lower left with a nice color that ties in with the rest of the painting. You don't want to do anything that stands out. Of course, you leave a little room for the frame. That's important. Well, I had a great time doing this painting over the past few weeks. Now, if you're interested in a custom painting, be sure to contact us and we'll put you in touch with the right people. Of course, don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.